here from Conversion Fanatics, and today we are going to continue our discussion on split test ideas. Now, if you watched a previous video about part 1, we discussed 3 various steps. As well, we started out the video with the 3 main reasons why people, what drives conversion rates, basically. What makes people do what they do on your site. And those 3 elements are persuasion, trust, and usability. Today, we're going to continue on with 3 more examples of things you should be testing that we have found after thousands of split tests to hold a ton of weight when it comes to your online conversions. So the first one that we're going to talk about today is button styling. Now, test after test has shown that button design can make a big difference to your conversion rates. So you need to test things like, the button design, see what works better for your visitors and your offers. Don't just assume that since somebody else is using the exact same button that you should be doing it too. Test what works for you. Test things like size, color, shape, font, contrast, texture, rollover effects, shadows, and highlights. All of these things may seem small, but actually hold a bunch of weight. And as you can see, if you go to our blog at conversionfanatics.com/blog, you can see we've got a couple of case studies, more recent ones where we've tested the language on the buttons, and we've got a couple other examples there where we have tested the colors of the buttons, where I believe one of them increased conversion rates, changing from yellow to red in a gradient on a certain lead generation campaign, increased the free account signups almost 153%. And then you have the other side where, we changed another button to add more contrast on the free trial, so made it stand out a little bit more on the page and not blend in, increased the free trial take rate by 36%. So make sure you're out there testing your buttons and the styles and the sizes and everything that you can test about them to make them stand out with contrast, as well as get more predictable action and more results out of your traffic. The next thing we're going to talk about, and number 2 for today, is benefits copy. Now, your benefit copy lets you hit your visitors on multiple levels. Exciting, scarcity, enticing, and pushing them to the point where they have no choice but to take you up on your offer. So specific versus general claims, fear of loss versus promise of gain. You got to test all of these things out, and we have talked about this in other videos and other things where nobody cares about features, they care about benefits. What's it going to do for me? What's in it for me as a visitor, as a potential customer? So hit those nails on the head and use that as potential throughout your entire buying process on your site, on your sales message, in videos, on your checkout pages. Every opportunity you have to convey those benefits and help push them through to the next step of the process, the better off you're going to be. Now, the third one we're going to talk about today, and the final one here, is navigation. So lead your visitors through a path. Reduce the areas where they can leave your site, and navigation has been tested time and time again. So more navigation may deter them from taking the desired action on the page and reduce the actual usability and the conversions. You give a chance for them to exit. So use your menu items strategically. So if you have a checkout page, make sure you remove the menu altogether. You've got them to where you want them to go. So now it's time to push them over the edge, and giving them a menu option may give them an out, a reason to say no to your offer. So test navigation. You could test things like, one-page sites, silo sites, no navigation, limited navigation, bottom-only navigation, remove pages that are distracting or don't lead towards the desired goal, which ultimately is a sale, but if you're going for leads. So be strategic with your pages, and each page shouldn't be the same exact. Depending on your site and depending on your traffic, you don't need to have the same navigation, and sometimes removing the navigation altogether can greatly increase your conversion rate. So that's all I have for today. Let's do a quick recap. Test your button stylings, things like size, color, shape, font, contrast, texture, rollover effects, shadows and highlights. All of these things could potentially have a big impact. Test your benefits copy. Don't lead with features, lead with benefits. Specific versus general, fear of loss, promise of gain. Have those benefits conveyed throughout your entire sales message in every step of your process. And lastly, navigation. Test things like one-page sites, no navigation, silo sites, limited navigation, bottom-only navigation on certain pages. Remove pages that are distracting from the menu that don't lead you to the ultimate goal. So that's all I have for today. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, share. Feel free to reach out, subscribe. If you have questions, you can reach us at support@conversionfanatics.com. We're happy to answer any questions. If you have sites that you may want critiqued or some insights on pages that just aren't performing, we'd be happy to take a look at them for you. Again, Justin Christensen from Conversion Fanatics. I look forward to talking to you again soon on another video. Thanks.